in the woods again. In this area where the sun is shining over here, beyond those two trees, in the brush. A couple of months ago, I was walking without listening to anything, without my earbuds in, and I heard a cry. It stopped me in my tracks. I'm going to tell you the story of the doe that's still with me, and I hope it might serve you. I heard this cry, and it stopped me in my tracks, and I went looking for the sound. It was kind of like a kitten noise. And I saw these big brown eyes, this little baby doe. It wasn't any bigger than a fat cat, and it had such big white spots on it. And it was trembling and curled up and hidden in the brush, which I learned later is where mama deer leave their babies, hidden in the bush while they forage or travel ahead, and they come back for their babies, mostly. I didn't know what to do. I'd never come across a creature like this before, left alone in the wild. This is a well-worn path here at Lake Siskiyou, and it was really surprising to find this little baby doe just 10 feet off the trail. But it had cried out, and I heard it, and my heart opened up, and I didn't know what to do. I paused for a moment, and I thought about it, and I got the message to leave, feed my body, and come back. And if the deer was still there, I was going to take action. And so that's what I did. I went to have some lunch, and then I came back, and it wasn't in the same spot. And so I searched the area, and as I was leaving and praying and listening for guidance, I saw it up the hill. It's little white spots and some big floppy ears, and I had a blanket with me that I had brought just in case I found it, and I wrapped it up. It had poop on its butt, and it was so emaciated. I could see all of its ribs, and it was trembling and weak and not moving very well, and I wrapped it up, and I pulled it to my chest, and I made my way back to my car. I was on my own, somehow got it into the car, not knowing what to do, and I took it home. I had a tenant at the time, and I put it in her care while I hustled out to get some supplies. I was a rescue mission at this point, and I'm a member of a community goat farm, so I went to get some goat milk, thinking that was the closest thing, and I went to get bottles because that's what I'd seen on TV. Bottles, goat milk. I'm going to take care of this thing until I figure out what to do. So I got back to the house with the supplies, and this little doe wouldn't take from the nipple. Why would it? It's so foreign. It's nowhere near its mom's scent or texture or comfort or any of it. It had rested a bit and could not stand on its own. I got online, got involved with technology, invited technology into the experience. This is relevant. And started researching, I've done the wrong thing. I should not have taken this little baby out of the woods. The mother will come back for it. But something in me was like, this baby has been left alone for a while because it was emaciated. It was dehydrated. It had poop on its butt, which is not something a mother would allow. This was my gut. This was my kind of nursing instinct, but I'm reading online to maybe bring the deer back. I had called the local vet, who gave me 2 numbers to call. And I called one and left a message. And I called the other, and a gentleman answered. I say gentleman, that's not the right word. This man, this was a weekend, and he seemed bothered by the call. He seemed to want to be off the phone. He seemed to not ask any real questions about where I found the deer, what shape it was in. None of the assessment that I found out later would be normal intake for somebody who's answering calls like this about wildlife that's being rescued. So I'm looking to him as an authority, as somebody who knows more than me, obviously, but I can hear his voice. I can hear he's bothered. I can hear he's pressurized to get off the phone. I can hear he's probably got something else he wants to be doing, not speaking to me about this little deer, which has maybe no meaning or relevance or importance to him. I could feel that in the call. I could feel it in my body, and he's telling me to put the deer back in the woods, which was reinforced by the tech input that I had gotten. But that was causing me distress, because that's not really the sense that I had at all. And yet he was the first person I made contact with. And so I, with much guilt, hurriedly took the deer with my friend who held it, and we got back to the woods. And I walked back up the trail a little bit, and I put this deer back on the ground in the same place that I found it. And I prayed with it, and I left it in the woods. I'm pausing for this emotion and for these humans coming through, enjoying the lake and the day. When I got back home, I got a call back from the second person that I had called and left a voicemail with. She had called me back. She, it's relevant. She called me back and asked me about the doe. And I confessed that I had put it back in the woods, and we talked for a long time about it. We talked about how I found it. We talked about what shape it was in. Her heart was open. My heart was ridden with guilt and shame and doubt and embarrassment that I had pushed against myself and brought this weak little creature into the woods and left it unattended. She alleviated those feelings. Because obviously I didn't know. This was some of the care that I had given to other people at end of life in my hospice work. I was on the receiving end of this confusing experience where I really just thought I was helping. We made a plan to meet at the spot and to look for this deer. She had equipment, she had supplies, she knew what to do. She had IVs to rehydrate this little creature. And she had then had a plan, if she got it, to take it to a place that was meant to rescue deer. So we met in the woods. I had beat her here for like 20 minutes. And I looked and I looked and I looked for an hour, hour and a half until the sun went down. I didn't find the doe. And it pulled at my heart, and I told her I would be back in the morning. She said she was going to get a friend and come and sit out and see and look with the deer after dark. I came back in the morning. I didn't find the deer. I came back late the next afternoon. I didn't find the deer. I came back another day, and I didn't find the deer, the little baby doe. And then I decided this wasn't healthy for me. This was triggering something, obviously, still. And I decided to give up the hunt, the search, the need to rescue. And I tried my best to let myself off the hook energetically for having put myself into, there's a word there, it's not coming to me. And I decided to stop that energy of looking and release myself to the best of my ability. There was something about the innocence of this doe hearing the call, engaging with that energy for a period of time, yielding to the tech, yielding to this man who was not open-hearted, was not helpful, was not useful, was just wanting to be done with it, complete with it, not caring about it. And then having that energetic of the women, 2 women who were willing, ready, and able to help take care of. But I had intervened and done my own thing and put this doe back, put this innocence back. Really, this story is about an innocence. Maybe it's my innocence, maybe it's your innocence, maybe it's the innocence that is. And I had to trust, I have to trust that whatever happened to that doe is all right. Whether its mother came back, whether someone else picked it up, whether another creature took this doe and used it for nourishment, I can't know, I won't know. It's part of the not knowing. I don't know what happened to this little doe. I know that this doe affected me. Obviously, you can see that, maybe feel it. The deer medicine has been with me in my journey since my late husband died in the late 90s. The deer medicine comes on so strong to support me, to guide me. This was a tough lesson with this baby doe. And I'm grateful for your time. I'm grateful for your attention. I don't know how or if this message will serve you, but somehow making peace in the question of not knowing, finding peace, making peace, resolving, reconciling to the best of my ability that I may have contributed to something that I might perceive as negative or wrong or bad or a poor outcome or some discomfort or some pain for some other creature touches me, and it is my work to be with and to deal with. How have I betrayed innocence? How have I betrayed innocence? Have I betrayed innocence? Can innocence be betrayed, or is it part of the grander scheme? And can I bring peace to myself for participating in this dance of innocence and living in the unknown uncertainty of the question of the outcome of the life of that little baby doe? So I thank you for witnessing, and I thank you for hearing, and I thank you for maybe contemplating in your own experience the deer energy, the doe energy, the energy of innocence, and how you are with it, what you do with it, how you hold it, how you offer it, how you shelter it, how you expose it to the elements, how you have to let it be and trust that this larger life will take care of. It will take care of. It will take care of that doe. It will take care of me. It will take care of all of this energy. It will certainly take care of you. Thank you. I love you. I'm going to see if I can somehow offer up a picture of this little doe that I've been ashamed and embarrassed to share because of the judgment and the guilt I had around it. Maybe you can appreciate its beauty and its purity and your own, mainly your own. I love you. Have a beautiful day.